Welcome to your yin practice. My name is Serena, and I'll be inviting you through your practice. So to begin, settle into a comfortable seat, either on a chair or setting up on bolsters or pillows, just in a way so that your hips are lifted up above the knees, and you can sit for a few moments comfortably and wakefully. And as you find yourself sitting here, letting the eyelids soften or close your eyes completely, and allowing this to be a nourishing time, suspending all expectations and judgments, and instead inviting yourself to be with whatever is here for you, meeting yourself and allowing, and becoming aware of your toes and the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, really settling down into your soles, aware of your ankles, your shin bones and your knees, your thighs, and letting your legs relax underneath you as best as you can. And feeling your sit bones settle a little heavier into the floor or the props or the chair. And feeling the base of the spine earthy. And growing the rest of the spine through the body, up and out the crown of the head, perhaps even noticing how this grows you a little taller. Relaxing your jaw and your shoulders down the back as your arms float down into your hands, out to your fingertips. And feeling your entire body sitting here. Perhaps even noticing temperature or the fabric on your skin. Becoming curious to whatever is here. Tuning in a little deeper and finding the breath moving in and out of the body through the nose. Wherever you perceive it, the nose, the chest, the belly, without changing anything at all, simply observing how the body is breathing for you. Noticing if the breath is shallow or deep, jagged or smooth, simply to notice and to allow. There's no right or wrong way to perceive your breath. Simply be with it as best as you can. In those moments that you notice the mind is wandering or you're thinking about breathing, you're so grateful to be alive and thinking. The mind is working. It's good. You just simply bring yourself back to feeling what it feels like to sit here and breathe. And keeping your gaze inward, allow the eyes to slowly open. And we'll move into our first posture. So you can continue to sit on a prop. We're coming right down onto the floor. If you have blocks handy, you have these close by to support the knees in a loose butterfly. So let the feet be away from the body. Perhaps even putting blocks under the knees, just taking the irritation, the agitation out of the hips. And just notice if you feel like you need to wrestle here. And this practice of yin is very much just about allowing yourself to be with whatever is there, and softening and allowing. And so sitting in this posture might be enough for you, maybe even having the hands beside you for support if there's a lot of sensation. And anchoring back into the breath, you can let your eyes close. If it feels available for you, you can bring the hands forward. And taking your time incrementally, beginning to lean forward from your seat, checking in with how this feels, taking a few breaths, letting the legs relax, and in your own time, in your own wise way, following the body deeper if that's what it's asking for. Or simply just honoring where you are and being with the body and the breath. And noticing how sensation, as you collaborate with time, will begin to change, perhaps inviting you deeper. And feeling the base of your spine still rooted. You slowly begin to tuck the chin if you haven't already. Letting your jaw unhinge, your shoulders relax, perhaps even turning your palms up to soften them. A signal of surrender and safety to the brain. And feeling where you feel the breath in this posture, perhaps in the low back, or in the ribs expanding with the inhales, and perhaps noticing how you release into it with the exhales. And this might not look like much movement. It's an inner experience. If at any time it becomes too sensational, you can always take yourself gently out, choosing perhaps to visualize and just simply be with the breath. And we'll take 3 more fully experienced cycles of breath. Feel the entire inhale, that slight pause before the breath turns to go again at the exhale. And at your third exhale, feel the navel hug into the body. If your hands are forward, bringing them closer, and slowly, 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 taking your time, gently beginning to stack the spine and bring yourself back up to a tall seat. And just pause for a breath in and out. Notice any sensation in the legs or the spine. Moving into our next posture. So a wide-legged forward fold. And the legs don't have to be that wide. You can even just have them right out in front of you. Whatever feels best in the body. And still you can always prop the hips up sitting on the bolster. If it feels really intense in the legs and the knees need to be bent, you can put props underneath the knees. Whatever feels accessible and allows you to be here. And so if sitting up nice and tall too feels pretty congested in the hips, and have blocks for the hands, help you sit up a little taller. And taking a few breaths to arrive here. And just notice where you're holding. Maybe that's in your seat, in the glutes. And see if you can release them. You can release your thighs and your legs. And again, incrementally, we'll come again into a forward fold and moving at the wisdom of your own body. So following what feels good. Your body will let you know. Perhaps having your hands come forward. And with every slight shift or going further, you might even notice all the contraction in the legs, protecting and holding. And when you feel that, settle into it. And feel the contraction, maybe overextend it. Flex your toes towards the shins, press your legs down, take a deep breath in, and then release it. Feel the legs completely give. And scanning the body, noticing where else you might be holding. As the jaw is connected directly to the hips. So if there's a lot of agitation in the hips, see if you're clenching your teeth. Actually sends a signal right down to begin to relax. You can continue staying as you are, breathing. You can move into it a little bit more. And taking your time. And the idea in yin isn't to push or force anything. It's simply arriving at the welcome mat of sensation, seeing what's there, breathing. And as you're present, you can feel those edges become something different. Noticing how you meet sensation, intensity, or agitation. And releasing the legs, releasing the glutes. And we'll take 3 more breaths, perhaps coming into it a little bit more. And just holding in stillness. If you're all the way down on your tummy, slowly coming back up. And with support, lifting the knees and bringing your feet out in front of you and have your feet wide, your hands behind you. We'll just move into sort of a windshield wiper motion, letting the knees fall to one side and then the other. And so as we've had the spine inflection, we'll come onto our bellies now, moving your pops out of the way. And so arriving here, settling in, just bring your hands underneath the forehead. You can stack fists and just relaxing into crocodile, just rolling from one hip to the other, releasing the low back. And then just let the legs completely go. Let your head be heavy into your hands. And take 3 full breaths. And perhaps choosing to stay here a little bit longer if you're feeling any agitation in the low back. And when you're ready, we'll begin to draw the elbows in, moving into Sphinx pose. So continuing to let the legs be completely relaxed here, no gripping. With the elbows a little bit forward, away from the shoulders. And the hands flat. You feel the shoulders hug towards the back. And lightly firm your palms and your forearms down. And lift your chin. And letting the jaw be soft, perhaps closing the eyes. And being gentle with yourself. If this creates any discomfort, or agitates any injury in the low back, you can come down to crocodile. And perhaps choosing to go a little deeper into the pose. If you've got bolsters handy, you can bring those in front. And then bringing the elbows and moving slowly, just making sure that everything feels all right in the low back. Not wanting to race or push, just seeing what's there and working with an appropriate range for your body. Relaxing your legs and your glutes. You can even begin to tuck the chin. And if you're familiar with seal posture, you're welcome to take that for the rest of this holding. I won't cue it here, but if you'd like to take it deeper and you're familiar. And as you're holding these postures, if agitation becomes intense, you always want to avoid pain. Simply meeting sensation and breathing. Notice if your legs have begun to grip. Keeping space between your teeth, your eyes soft. As you're holding for a few breaths, maybe wanting to come in a little deeper, staying exactly as you are. And we'll take 3 more fully felt cycles of breath here. And if you're in seal pose, slowly lowering yourself down. If you're on a bolster, very gently bringing your hands back in front of the bolster, and rolling it out of the way. And this time, instead of crocodile, we'll move into half frog to release the low back. So you can bring your right ear down to the ground and lift the left knee, sliding it up, almost like a bedtime posture. And just let yourself feel the breath here. And feeling the low back release and soften. And letting yourself be held by the ground. And take another full breath in and out. And slide the leg back away from the body. And in whatever way makes sense for you, we'll transition onto our backs, moving into a twist. And so again, if you have bolsters or pillows to support you, coming to lie down, and you can put props off to the right side as we'll twist over to the right. So if you know your legs aren't going to come all the way down, maybe wanting to elevate the ground for yourself. And first, pressing into your feet, shift your hips over to the left just a little bit, and just let your knees fall over to the right. And checking in with how that feels. If you feel like you could go a little further, bring your knees back up, hug them in towards the body, and then let them roll over to the side, stacking your knees and your ankles. And letting your arms reach out away, palms turn up. And taking 10 full cycles of breath. Scanning through the body. And noticing where you're holding unnecessarily. Where can you conserve energy by releasing? And letting gravity Gently tug on the body, letting the ground hold you. Relaxing the legs and the glutes. Feeling breath through the belly and the back. Shoulders relax. Arms settle into the ground. Allowing the jaw to be unhinged and the eyes soft. And even if the eyes aren't closed, allowing the eyelids to be soft, and this will help to allow you to stay still and present. A few more breaths. And when you are ready, before coming out of it, feel your hands firm back down to the ground. Hug the belly into the body, keeping your core engaged. And with an inhale, bring the legs back up to center. Placing the feet on the ground, shifting your hips over to the other side now, maybe the shoulders too. And finding yourself in a twist on this side that makes sense in your body. Either resting on props, knees and ankles stacked. And as you arrive, allowing the palms to turn up. And taking 10 full breaths here. Relaxing the legs, the glutes, allowing the belly to be soft. And feeling breath rise and fall in and out. Collarbones lengthen out to the shoulders and down the arms to the fingertips. The back of your head heavy into the ground. And to come out, feel your hands firm into the ground, drawing your belly into the body, using an in-breath to breathe yourself back up, and placing your feet on the ground, and just adjust yourself so the spine is long. And just pause to feel into the body. Moving into your Shavasana, perhaps having a bolster or pillows under the knees. Or bringing the legs out away from you. And let yourself take up space. So let your feet be wide and your arms be wide. And allow yourself to rest here for 3 to 5 or even 10 minutes if it's available. And taking your very sweet time, resting, taking care of yourself. May you be healthy and happy. May you feel ease of being and open-heartedness, no matter what you may face. Namaste.